Hello good yo-yo people, I'm Nate and this is Let's Talk Yo-Yo. Today I have a review for you of the Rooster by Freshly Dirty. This is my review of the Rooster. Is that right? Yep, there we go, yeah, alright. Alright, so the Rooster, this is a bimetal yo-yo, as you can tell from the bimetal rings there. The shape is very reminiscent, that H shape is very reminiscent of the Dreamboat, or the cardboard Dreamboat. I did a review of that a while back. That profile is going to be very similar to this one. And the biggest difference is that it's a D-size bearing. If you've been following Freshly Dirty, you'll notice that they do a lot of D-size bearings now. I really like that. This is a concave D-size bearing, which is a nice little feature as well. Yeah, the D-size is kind of fun. Basically, your RPMs, it picks up a lot quicker because it's the same width as a C-size bearing, but your actual rotations on it are just like, it just has a lot of just gas behind it. Like, all right, so in layman's terms, yeah, it just like, it goes 0 to 60 in a lot less time, okay, than maybe your C-size bearing. Yeah, so the H shape here, it's really solid there. It's nice. I like that. It's really comfortable in the hand, nice and rounded off. Of course, you have that bimetal sort of situation going on there. I love this color red too. It has that Rooster red. It comes in a solid green as well. But look at that little Rooster. I love that. Is that right side up? Oh, hold backwards. There we go. There we go. So yeah, I love the engravings. Freshly Dirty most of the time has some kind of flat little mini hub there where they use that for engravings. It kind of sets everything apart. I don't always love engravings on yo-yos, but I like the way they approach their engravings, and I think it's classy enough and it looks really slick, and I kind of actually enjoy it. Like I have the canary and I have the coal miner version, and I love that because it just looks cool. It kind of makes it fun and unique. It's a nice, like, you know, just a nice size too. It's not oversized. It's gonna be really just comfortable in the hands. I mean, I have fairly big hands, but it's gonna be just really comfortable. I mean, you even tell on just kind of where your hands rest there. Middle finger just kind of rests perfectly right there in the center. So on a catch, it's gonna be really comfortable. And you're gonna have just a lot of, like, just from looking at the design of it, from one, it being that D bearing, which I really love, plus your bimetal rims, you're gonna tell that this yo-yo is gonna have a lot of just oomph coming out of the gate, all right, on every throw, and that you probably shouldn't have to throw it very hard to get some really decent spin time. So yeah, and you know, I would say kind of has a nice balance from as far as what you can tell in the hand, a nice balance between, you know, that sort of laid back sort of feel in the hand, really comfortable, but also a little bit competitive, especially with it being a bimetal. But the gap isn't like super flared out, maybe like on a V-shaped yo-yo or a wider H-shaped yo-yo. So it has still that little bit of organic-y kind of sort of chill vibe to it. So I like that. It's a nice little compromise. Let's go play it. All right. All right, welcome back to the On the String section with the Rooster by Freshly Dirty. All right, I said one of the things that you could tell even just from in the hand, if you know what you're looking at, is how much gas, how much power this is going to get from a very even lighter throw. So let's kind of test that. From a light throw, it's picking up speed really nice. With that bimetal design, of course, plus that really the D-size bearing. I think if you switch the D-size bearing out for a C-size bearing, you could definitely tell the difference and just how quickly it picks up. And one of the things I talked about too is you got to be really careful with your design and everything, that it's actually smooth, and because it's a tricky thing. And this yo-yo is dead smooth. Go ahead and do some of those standard tricks and see how it performs with those. Yeah, gap's really solid. It has that performance sort of gap on there. On the catch, it's really nice and smooth as well, really comfortable in the hand. Overall, I mean, I feel like you can definitely tell that bimetal design is aiding in the stability and so on of this yo-yo, giving that sort of competition flair to it, where it's going to be really stable, it's going to have really nice spin times, and it's really smooth as well. Rejections are really solid. It pulls away from that that gap really nicely, and the gap is kind of rounded off. There's a tiny little bit of a wall, but it's rounded off really nice. So kind of it just releases on a rejection really nice. On a grind, that grind surface is really nice, but that shape is really really decent as well. It kind of locks right in there. Now in a finger spin, it's not going to be like perfect because your finger's going to kind of bounce around that space there instead of kind of hitting it in the middle. So, but I don't think it's going to be impossible. You know, you can pull off a little bit. It's not, this yo-yo is not geared towards finger spins, but it's not impossible. And especially if you kind of turn it a little bit like I did instead of kind of throwing it straight up. That works too, okay? So it kind of rolls around there. So if you're into that finger spin stuff, you can still pull that off. On something like a thumb grind, it has a nice little IRG there, and it is comfortable to do that as well. Horizontal play is not bad at all either. I guess it has a tiny little bit of a wall, but you can kind of see where it does give you some gap room there. So as far as horizontal play or you know, off the plane sort of play, it does a fairly decent job. Let's go and do one of my tricks. I'm not sure if I did this in the last one or not, but there's a tutorial for this trick, and it's called tower dance. And so anyways, here's part of that trick, tower dance, and then we'll have some last minute remarks on the Rooster. I like this little maneuver. I've been playing with it and kind of figuring out what am I going to do with this, right? But I don't know, it's just kind of a different entry. So you're bouncing off here, kind of curl in here, but as you can do this kind of thing, which is kind of fun. Or you can bounce off the string here like I did, and you can kind of re-enter into however you want. So there's lots of potential for stuff, and I'll kind of just be messing with it for probably a while. Because I just like, I don't know, I like this movement, this snappy, like direction change. Does that make sense? I like that a lot. So the Rooster here, last minute remarks. So I really enjoy it. I really don't think there's anything I have to complain about it. It did exactly what they were trying to do. It is a fantastic bimetal, but I really like just the fact that they keep doing the D-size bearing type thing. Few people are starting to pick up on that, and you can see that it's sort of trending a little bit, but they are setting the stage for that as far as what they're doing with a lot of their yo-yos. So the next yo-yo I'm actually going to be reviewing is another one of their yo-yos that has been adapted to be D-sized bearings. So I don't know, I love that, and I think that's a cool thing, and I think it makes it unique enough that it kind of gives their yo-yos their own sort of feel in their line of what they have currently for this year and last year a little bit. So anyways, I really like the Rooster. I like everything about it. I love the shape of it. I love the feel in the string, the stability, that kind of I also like that just kind of great balance between competitive or performance based, or just kind of that sort of more elevated thing with being very comfortable in the hand, which they do that really well, which their yo-yos are enjoyable, but they're very capable at the same time. So I feel like you could compete with this, but you also could just kind of have a laid back, fun session. All right, so that's going to do it for my review of the Rooster by Freshly Dirty, and as usual, good day and good yo-yo. Do.